Hi, everybody. Today we are going to read a story called Fishing with Grandpa. When we read, it is important that we look at the front page for some clues about what the story is going to be about. The first thing we look at when we read is the title. So, the title of this story is called Fishing with Grandpa. Hmm. So, I think this young boy in the photo is going to take a fishing trip with his grandpa. And it looks like there's some really big fish in this photo. So I wonder if he's going to catch some really big fish with his grandpa. When we read, it is really important that we take the time to wonder about things. When we're wondering, we should really focus on our 5W questions. Our 5W questions is who, what, when, where, and why. So when we are going to read, we are going to make sure that we stop, take a second to look at those important questions. Okay, so we're going to start reading. My grandpa loves to fish. I love to fish too. So you can see from the photo, the who is going to be the young boy and his grandpa. It looks like they're on it looks like they're on a porch to a house. Let's see if the setting where they are at might change. Grandpa and I go fishing together. I get the fishing poles, Grandpa gets the worms. Okay, so we can see that it looks like they're getting ready for their fishing trip. He's grabbing the poles, he's grabbing the worms, and it looks like they might be heading there soon. Okay, Grandpa and I get the worms and the poles. We get into a boat, we go onto the big lake. So the setting did change. They were first on the porch of their house and now they're going on their fishing journey. So what were some important things that they needed for their fishing journey? I think it was worms and I think it was poles. Because without that, they could not go fishing. All right. We go out onto the big lake to fish. I get my fishing pole ready. Grandpa gets his fishing pole ready. So what did they do when they were on the first thing they did when they were on the fishing trip? They got their fishing poles ready. That's what it says in the story. It is important when we read, sometimes if we don't really know an answer, it's important to go back into the story to figure it out. So if I didn't know what the first thing they did was, I'd go back to this part and reread it. So I would read, we go out onto the big lake to fish. I get my fishing pole ready. Grandpa gets his fishing pole ready. So it looks like the first most important part of their fishing trip is to get their poles ready to go. Okay. We get our fishing poles ready to fish. Grandpa puts a worm on my hook. Grandpa puts a worm on his hook. So it looks like the next step is going to be that they put worms on their hook. But they haven't put it in the water yet, so I wonder if that's maybe the next step. Okay. So the worms are on the hooks. We toss them, the worms and hooks into the water. So it does look like that. Let's keep reading. I remember on the first page on the front cover, they had big fish. Let's see if they're going to catch them in this section. Okay. So we toss the worms and hooks into the water. We wait for the fish to bite. Let's see what happens. We wait and we wait for the fish to bite. A big fish bites my hook. I knew that from the fun cover. I predicted that. Do you predict they'll catch any more? If they'll catch any more fish? Let's see. A big fish